This is Polytopia. This is my favorite game of all time. Ever. There's so much you could fall in love with. The cute graphics, the feeling you get watching a city level up, or the sense of wonder exploring a unique map. But none of those are why it's my favorite game. I love Polytopia because every time I play, I learn a little bit more about this unique little world. Like icy crystalline structures, every new game, every interaction between units, every opponent's idiosyncrasies are a new pattern built off of the same rules. And once you learn to recognize all of this, you can't help but fall in love. The more I learned, the more I knew there was to learn. I felt the vacuum pull of this unexplored frontier, the full force of generations of humanity encouraging me to study. I think of the humans who broke boundaries, moving to all corners of the planet, a humanity that wishes to make it to the stars, a human past of constant innovation and new knowledge. And however small or trite the simulated world is in comparison to the scale of our indifferent universe, I recognized a fascinatingly beautiful microcosm of it all. If I can play Polytopia better than others, it is only because I stand on the shoulders of giants. And in this never-ending variety Polytopia offers, I want to break down one of my absolute favorite ways to play.
Welcome to the Salty Spittoon. How tough are you?
So, if you've ever played Polytopia before, you may be familiar with a tiny map looking like this. But if you go into your game settings and force the maximum number of players onto here, we get some of the most fun games I've ever had. With everyone cramped together so tightly, the game changes fundamentally. Say goodbye to Ryder Roads. There are no unclaimed villages to peacefully step on. You're immediately met by your opponents, and they only have one question. How tough are ya? Consider Einstein's theory of general relativity, which states that space and time are one and the same. The physical proximity you share with your opponents means you're going to meet them sooner, and that's two big things. One, your ability to survive requires you to throw hands immediately, and you'll spend the early game scrambling to make sure you aren't killed right away. Two, you get a lot of star trades very quickly. You can basically meet everyone with a single explorer, and they'll all give you 3 or 5 stars, which means level 6 cities on turn 6 aren't just possible, they're downright expected. Because of this, giants are central to this metagame. Their only weakness is that they're slow. But what does it even mean to be slow? Let's imagine slowness as a product of comparing velocities. When one's velocity is less than another's, one is slow. But what is velocity? Distance over time. That's right, all back to Einstein and relativity. Giants aren't even slightly slow because their capital is right there! Giants are like black holes, warping the whole metagame around them. Every strategy on here is about getting our own giants faster, in greater numbers, or about somehow getting units to counter these things. Ranged units are the conventional answer. Archers are a bit too wimpy with such a premium on space and your total unit count, but catapults still work. Put them behind a wall of your own giants and chip away at an opponent. They deal high damage and take no retaliation. They're just a bit slow to maneuver and are vulnerable to knights. With how cramped everything is, if you can train a knight and get it through enemy lines, you've probably taken out every relevant support unit. If someone can stockpile these, it can spell the end of a game. Lastly, but maybe most importantly, cloaks. In a game where you only have one city to train units from, cloaks are just awesome. Once you land an infiltration, you've just made several daggers. You finally did it. You managed to train more than one unit a turn. Game changing and meta defining already. But another reason you'll see them in probably every game is that they're in diplomacy. In any free-for-all, managing your relationship with other players on the board is important.
He's free stock! He's free stock!
If everyone in the game decides to target and work together against you, there's no chance you can win. So, being nice is necessary. How can you be a good neighbor? Well, believe it or not, but real human players actually model their behavior off of Polytopia AI. So here are some good guidelines about getting along. Don't seem too threatening, have a mutual enemy, and have mutual friends. But the best thing you can do is use the actual diplomacy tech. Send them a peace treaty and an embassy. These change the way the game is played, the same as how things changed for me after the incident. For one, they help you manage your relationship with other players. When their cooperation is enforced by a peace treaty, you don't have to worry about erratic behavior. And there are good incentives to signing a peace treaty. The income you get from embassies is plainly ridiculous here, stuck on a single city. Imagine you get your capital to level 8 with a workshop. That's 10 stars per turn. Sending embassies to the other 8 players on a map will already give you 16. If you're at peace with them, that's 32. And if they all send embassies back, that's 64 stars. Every single turn. Remember how accelerated everything is with explorers meeting the entire map and getting star trades from those 8 players on turn 2? Use those stars, buy diplomacy, send everyone an embassy and peace treaty, use those stars to buy every tech in the game, get your giants and cloaks, then break peace with your weakest neighbor one at a time while you take over the whole map. But be warned, if your strategy is to go Quetzali and spam embassies as quickly as you can, the more your allies are getting sieged or killed by more aggressive tribes like Vengir, the worse this works. You are vulnerable while you're still setting up your embassies. This is a strategy that gets better the more players go for it. Consult the score screen on turn 0 to help evaluate how to balance embassies against quick giants. The most important part about having fun playing this game mode is to play with a live timer. The live timer makes you play for this menagerie of mayhem at lightning speed due to a quirk of the game. You see, live game timers in Polytopia start every player off with 1 minute and 20 seconds. This ticks down until you end your turn and a variable increment is added. How variable? Well, it depends on 2 things. 1, the number of units you have. And 2, the number of cities you have. You might be asking, does this give more time to people already winning and show favoritism to aggressive strategies in regular games? Yes, but usually that's fine. Your time will increase a ton with every village you capture, except in a mode like this, where there are no villages to capture. It becomes a true test of Blitz's ability to navigate the sheer number of stars you have in so little time. You have to go through all the motions of buying half the techs in the game, picking up an explorer, meeting everybody, sending them out embassies and peace treaties, getting a level 5 city with like 15 seconds a turn. It also gives us another reason to love cloaks. When they spawn daggers, it actually adds a ton to our increment. So those are the rules and the strategies we're going to be playing with. It's a fun, aggressive, cramped, and speedy way to pass an hour. So stick around and let's play a game so I can show you what it's really like. After queuing up this kind of game, you'll probably be greeted by this. That's right, not a single person is playing this godforsaken game mode. But don't worry, I'm sure you'll have enough time to queue up and play a different small dryland Saimanti 1v1 before this one fills. And if you don't, good luck playing 2 live games at once. Maybe I'm speaking from experience here, but you'll need it. Easy. Oh my god, it's already starting. Keku and Huduk are strange. I think I want to be friends with this Jin player. Pay attention to who's using way too much time in the early game. Those people are good to attack. We like attacking them. Whoopsie-doo. With Vengir nowhere to be seen in our little world, it seems like our strategy will be going perfectly. The player who didn't manage to find their way to the game may be bad for us though. If they just give their capital to a tribe like Illyrian or Saimanti, which are both on this map, we already lose a capital to send an embassy to. And now, either of those tribes might snowball in uncontrollable ways. And somehow we still have an even bigger problem to deal with right now. I know I said this is one of my favorite ways to play, but maybe I've played too many. When seeing the Jin player harvest a resource on turn 0, I'm already calculating my plans for around turn 6. Something neat we can actually do is use our embassy boost with the Jin player in the east to actually hurt them. We give them the boost, we're all buddy-buddy, best friends in the whole wide world, nothing bad's gonna happen. They use the stars, they get some giants, high-level city, and that just spawns more daggers for us. They use their stars to upgrade the city, we take it from them. Everyone's happy. Except for Shinji. Shinji's dead. Oh, they love us! We got a pretty good explorer, we're making friends. These 2 Saimanti players will probably be fighting each other, hopefully. But we're having a pretty good time. I like this archer being here. It means that their warrior will hit them, and I'll get some meeting stars. Maybe I can send another embassy. Perfect! Oh, it's just like we predicted. And that's a nice 23 stars per turn on turn 2. I am a little sad that, no one's sent me an embassy back. Oh my, okay, that's border growth on that city. If they don't break peace with me right now, it's Cloak City, it's Cloak Central, it's Cloak time. I mean, as long as Illyrian down here doesn't have anything to say about it. Oh no! Well, I'm gonna need a peace treaty with him before I train any cloaks. This sucks, but we could still plan on our opponent's time how we're going to make progress in other ways despite this delay. It may even help us out in getting a monument. We should be able to just get into meditation philosophy. Cloak infiltration does not reset your pacifist monument. The chances that we actually stay peaceful for 5 full turns after this are very close to 0. But they're not quite 0. Oh! We got an embassy back! Let's go. They're our best friends. Real quick, we have embassies with every single player and peace treaties. They love us. They love us. This is awesome. And there we were, beloved by all, nearing 40 stars per turn with an easy city to steal east of us. just like the simulations. Things were going about as well as they could when disaster struck. I was devastated seeing the first person I ever sent an embassy to, and the only one to return the favor meet such a tragic end. Solid, solid. It's sad to see our best friend go, but, I want to take this city. The Symantry players were becoming a problem. With them sieging all my friends and destroying my embassies, we'd already dropped to 27 stars per turn. In spite of this, I was able to complete my turn with a level head and brilliant plan. Remember, one of our goals from earlier was to not seem threatening and invite other players to team up on us. Northern Symantry might attract Jin's Giant and help us complete our Altar of Peace by delaying our attack on them. It's a brilliant plan and just the kind of thing that goes through the humble mind of an experienced veteran such as myself. I didn't break peace with Jin. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Our plan did nothing but enrage the Jin player, who blocks our cloaks with their units. I get our first giant, and move our cloaks into the best spots so that they're ready to infiltrate, before planning out the tactics for the next turn. I'm looking at a play with roads. Move my units on there. This cloak goes here, and then after I giant push this way, I might have enough stars to get the giant as well with something like mining after I take their income. And in a shocking twist of events, our strategy from earlier actually works. We get our pacifist monument. Oh, we actually got our pacifist monument. Let's go.
Wow.
Okay, things are not looking good. And indeed, they were not. I was in direct confrontation with the strongest army on the map, but more than that, I was facing death itself. There was war in this game, but more than that, I was faced with an existential state of non-existence. My love for Polytopia and its variation, eaten away by my own actions. It was my desire to win, my strategies to optimize everything, that degraded this into a singular, repetitive experience. How many games had I already played that went exactly like this? How many embassies had I sent? How many of my best friends had I betrayed? The Symantry players cooperated. They took away embassy after embassy from me, and asked a simple question. Why did you kill all of the beauty in this world? Just to lose? And just like the game before it, I refused to lose. Putting together this document, I was forced to reflect on its meaning as I listened back to the endless echoes of another hollow victory. There we go. What a game.